We're going to work through a couple of decimal to hex conversions now, and we'll do a couple with numbers under 256 and then one that's a little higher than 256, and you'll see the process is a little bit different, but the logic is exactly the same. And let's use the random number generator that is my head, and we will start with the decimal 98. So we are asked to convert this into hex. And the first thing we have to do is determine how many units of 16 we have in 98. Now, I don't care if you do the math on your dry erase board that you'll have on exam day. I don't care if you use your fingers to do units of 16, because frankly, after all these years, that's still the way I do it. Nothing wrong with that. Just, count softly. Don't count out loud. You'll disturb your fellow test taker, especially if it's like the room I took a test in the other day. But enough about that. Anyway, first things first, we got to come up with how many units of 16 are in here. Like I said, I just kind of count them out loud to myself. 16, 32, 48, 64, 80, 96. And you can't see my fingers, but there were 6 of them. So we have 6 units of 16 here. And that equaled 96. Now that left us 2 units of 1, because 98 minus 96 is 2. So we're already done. The hex value here is 62. The decimal 98 converts to the hex value 62, 6 units of 16 and 2 units of 1. Let's do another one, and I want to do one that's going to involve a letter, or 2 or 3. So let's do 44. How many units of 16 do we have in 44? That's a quick one, right? 2. We've got 2 units of 16, and that's 32. 44 minus that 32 is 12. So we have 12 units of 1. And how do we express that in hex? We don't express it as 12 because we have to express it with a single character. And of course it's A equals 10, B equals 11, C equals 12. Uppercase or lowercase, we don't care, so you could put 2C or 2 lowercase c, but just that quickly you've converted the decimal 44 to the hex value, which is 2c. You got 2 units of 16 and 12 units of 1. By the way, I've probably mentioned this or have mentioned it before, but if you want to quickly write out during your exam, A equals 10, B equals 11, C equals 12, etc. on your board, I've always done that. And, to me, it's easier because it's easy to skip a letter when you're doing it in your head, especially when you haven't been doing it very long. And let's face it, even though I've been doing this for a long time, it's not something I do every single day. Hex conversions are not an everyday thing. So if writing them out like that helps you when you get to a question like that, that's fine. By all means, just go ahead and do it. So let's see. Let's do one that's larger than 256, and we will go with 302. What hex value is that going to give us? Well, the thing is, this is going to be bigger than 16 to start with, right? Because we have a lot of 16s in there, definitely more than 15 of them, which is as high as we can go with a single hex character. So we're going to start with 256, which is 16 times 16, because we are going to have a 3-value hex character here. So how many units of 256 do we have in 302? 1. And I hate to even put what that equals, but there you go. So we've got 1 unit of 256, which leaves us 46. So 302 minus 256 is 46. So now, how many units of 16 do I have in my remainder? I have 2 units, right? Because that equals 32. And so far, we are up to 288. And that leaves us 14. We have 14 units of 1, which equals what? E. Or E. You can do lowercase, uppercase, doesn't matter. You can even mix them up in the single hex character if that's your thing. It's not mine, but it might be yours. So we've got 1 unit of 256. We have 2 units of 16. And we have 14 units of 1. And again, looks like airplane seat assignments there. 12 uppercase E, 12 lowercase e. Let's just go over that math one more time. We've got 1 unit of 256, 2 units of 16. That gave us 288, 14, and that is correct. And if it took you a few seconds longer than that to check your math, beautiful. But the reason I mentioned that is that you always have time on exam day to just double check your math. if you when I should say, not say if, when you get some kind of conversion question, or whether you're dealing with subnetting, route summarization, anything like that, you always have a little extra time to double check your math. We're there to grab those points, not give them away. That is it for our conversion practice. And again, 5 minutes practice here, 10 minutes there with decimal to hex or hex to decimal. Just grab a piece of paper, write some random numbers out in your using your random number generator, and that little bit of practice here and there really adds up over time. And on exam day, all of this is total second nature to you. We are done with this section. It is onward and upward. See you there.